The efficiency expert arrives. Oliver Caston, bald-headed Tyranny in the bank under siege. The arrival of Oliver Caston marks one of the most abrupt and sustained shifts in comic tone within the entire composite episode. Until this point, the narrative has moved through private schemes, nightclub spectacle and psychological farce. Now, it turns its attention to the public world of institutional power and the particular mid-century American obsession with efficiency as both virtue and weapon. The bank staff has been ordered to report 1 hour early. Mr. Mooney, already operating on the residual effects of hypnosis and insomnia, is in a state of heightened managerial anxiety. He delivers a preparatory speech that is equal parts pep talk and thinly veiled threat, reminding everyone that Caston has made drastic personnel changes at other branches and that this branch under Mooney's competent leadership will, of course, be found blameless with one possible exception. The exception is promptly identified when a staff member arrives 10 minutes late, prompting Mooney's withering observation that she cannot even be late on time. The first figure to enter is not Caston at all but Mr. Grantland, a prospective client of considerable importance. The staff's collective panic, mistaking the mild-mannered visitor for the dreaded efficiency expert, produces a brief delicious wave of misdirected terror before Mooney corrects the error with exaggerated courtesy. The true entrance of Oliver Caston is staged as a deliberate invasion. He does not so much arrive as erupt. Ding ding ding, bring out the news. Why is everybody standing around? This is a bank, not a morgue. Now, stop standing around like a bunch of stiffs. Tellers, get behind your cages. Bookkeepers, back to your books, and filing clerks, back to your files. Back to work, 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 work. Move around, no smoking on the job, no butts about. Either shape up or ship out. Get back to work, 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 work. The verbal style is immediately distinctive. Caston speaks in rapid, repetitive bursts as though language itself must be subjected to the same streamlining he intends to impose on the bank. Commands are issued in triplicate. Idle bodies are treated as moral failures. The mere act of standing still is framed as a form of institutional death. In the cultural context of the early 1960s, the character taps into a recognizable strain of managerial ideology. The belief that every second must be accounted for, that human motion exists primarily to serve productivity, and that any residual softness or individuality is a form of waste. Caston is the living embodiment of that ideology, and Gale Gordon's Mooney is its first and most obvious victim. The mistaken identity business with Grantland continues to generate secondary comedy. Caston treats the important client with the same peremptory force he applies to everyone else, offering and then criticizing a cigar, demanding that a light be produced instantly, and generally demonstrating that his commitment to efficiency leaves no room for ordinary social grace. When the error is finally clarified, the apology is perfunctory. Caston has already moved on to the more interesting project of evaluating the staff. His eye falls on Lucy. Oh, this is a good girl. I'd like to see somebody around here who is efficient. Efficiency is the lifeblood of this business, and this girl is efficient. I don't want any screaming. Don't suck your thumb, it's a dead giveaway. Oh, I like your style, Red. You've got a good career around here. Mark my words. Mooney, this girl is going places. The nickname Red is bestowed with the same brisk finality that characterizes all of Caston's decisions. Lucy's actual name is subjected to a precise syllabic audit. Lucille Carmichael, is that your name? Carmichael. Let me see, Carmichael. That's 3 syllables. Ah, Lucille, 2 syllables together, that's 5 syllables in an average day. I'll have to address you 41 times. That's a total of 205 syllables too long. I'll just call you Red. The calculation is both ridiculous and perfectly in character. Even the act of speaking a person's name must be optimized. 5 syllables represent unacceptable waste. 2 syllables will suffice. In that small moment, the entire philosophy of the efficiency expert is distilled. Human identity is subordinate to the stopwatch. Caston's physical appearance is given equally explicit comic attention. He is bald, and he is proud of the fact for reasons of pure time management. I see what you're doing, staring at my bald head. Huh? Oh no, sir. I was, never mind, it's my proudest possession. I used to have a beautiful full head of curls, pulled them all out by the roots. Why? Why? Because 5 minutes every day is saved by not having to comb a lot of messy hair. Oh, that's efficiency. The speech is a masterpiece of inverted vanity. What most men would regard as a loss is reframed as a deliberate, even heroic sacrifice on the altar of productivity. The 5 minutes saved each day are treated as a moral victory. In the broader satirical landscape of the episode, the claim functions as a perfect reductio ad absurdum of the efficiency gospel. If hair itself can be eliminated in the name of time, what human quality is safe? The territorial conquest of the bank proceeds with ruthless speed. Caston criticizes the placement of the water cooler orders it moved, then criticizes the new placement. He reassigns Lucy to his personal service with the casual ownership of a man claiming a useful tool. He presents Mooney with the key to the executive washroom as a reward for past competence, then immediately annexes Mooney's office for himself. The gesture is both insult and demotion dressed up as recognition. Mooney is left holding a symbolic privilege while being stripped of actual space and authority. Lucy, now fully under Caston's influence, begins to absorb and reproduce his verbal and behavioral tics. Within 2 days, she has become a human dynamo, canceling social engagements, measuring lunch breaks in precise minutes, and preaching the gospel of continuous motion to anyone who will listen. The comedy of the sequence rests on the collision between Caston's absolute system and the stubbornly human reality of the bank. Mooney's attempts to protect both his client and his own dignity are continually undercut. The staff's attempts to appear busy become frantic pantomimes of productivity. Lucy's rapid conversion from ordinary secretary to efficiency disciple is both alarming and perversely impressive. She has always possessed the capacity for total commitment, and Caston has simply redirected that capacity toward a new and more destructive object. Lucille Ball's playing of the conversion would have been a study in accelerating intensity, the bright-eyed eagerness, the increasingly staccato speech patterns, the physical restlessness that makes even standing still look like wasted motion. By the time Caston has fully installed himself, the bank has been transformed into a temporary dictatorship of the stopwatch. Ordinary courtesies have been abolished. Ordinary rhythms have been replaced by continuous forward pressure. Ordinary names have been shortened for syllabic economy. And the two central characters have been forced into new and uncomfortable positions, Mooney diminished and defensive, Lucy elevated and increasingly unrecognizable. The efficiency expert has not merely arrived. He has laid siege to the entire institution, and the comic battle for the soul of the bank and of Lucy Carmichael has been joined in earnest.